Welcome to our video about the 10 most dangerous prisons in the world. Get ready to meet places where survival is a daily struggle, where every day could be your last. We're about to step inside the belly of the beast, into concrete jungles where despair festers and violence reigns. Our journey takes us across the globe, from the slums of South America to the desolate corners of Russia. We'll delve into the histories of these notorious institutions, examining the factors that contribute to their infamous reputations. Our selection considers factors such as the rate of violence among inmates, precarious living conditions, overcrowding, the presence of powerful gangs, and a history of riots and escapes. Note that the positions on the list do not represent an exact hierarchy, as dangerousness is subjective and difficult to measure. We begin our descent into darkness in Venezuela, home to La Sabaneta, a prison so brutal, so chaotic, that it surpasses the horrors of many fictional depictions. Built to house 15,000 inmates, La Sabaneta routinely holds more than triple that number, a seething mass of humanity crammed into a space ill-equipped to handle even a fraction. Disease spreads like wildfire in the overcrowded cells, where inmates sleep stacked on top of each other. Basic necessities like food and water are scarce, fought over, and often controlled by the strongest, most ruthless inmates. The guards, outnumbered and outgunned, have essentially ceded control to the inmates, particularly the gangs who ruled with an iron fist. In 1994, one such battle, sparked by a dispute between rival gangs, resulted in a massacre that left over 100 inmates dead. Our journey takes us now to the icy depths of Russia, to a place so remote, so unforgiving, it is known simply as Patak Island. Located on White Lake, this island prison is home to some of Russia's most hardened criminals, men deemed so dangerous, so beyond redemption, that they are kept in perpetual isolation. Inmates spend 22.5 hours a day locked in their cells, small, concrete boxes with little more than a bed and a toilet. Human contact is minimal, a luxury rarely granted. The isolation at Patak Island is designed to break the spirit, to crush any semblance of hope. Many inmates descend into madness, driven to the brink by the crushing weight of their confinement. Our exploration of the world's most dangerous prisons takes us now to Thailand, to a place infamous for its brutality and inhumane conditions, Bang Kwang Central Prison, known cynically by some as the Bangkok Hilton. Here, amidst the sweltering heat and suffocating humidity, over 8,000 inmates endure a daily struggle for survival. Bang Kwang is notorious for its use of shackles. New inmates are shackled for the first 3 months of their sentence, their every move restricted by the heavy chains that bind them. The food is meager, often rotten, and insufficient to sustain the large prison population. Medical care is practically non-existent, leaving inmates vulnerable to disease and infection. Despite the oppressive conditions, a strange sense of community exists within the walls of Bang Kwang. Chapter 4, Tadmor, the Desert of No Return. We venture now into the heart of the Syrian desert, to a place shrouded in secrecy and whispered about in hushed tones, Tadmor Prison. Known for its brutal conditions and horrific human rights abuses, Tadmor stands as a chilling testament to the capacity for cruelty that exists within the human heart. Tadmor is infamous for its mass executions, carried out with chilling efficiency. In 1980, following a failed assassination attempt on then-President Hafez al-Assad, hundreds of inmates were massacred by Syrian security forces. Torture was commonplace, a tool used to extract confessions, punish dissent, and break the spirit. The cells at Tadmor were designed for suffering. Cramped, filthy, and infested with vermin, they offered little protection from the scorching desert heat or the biting cold of night. Chapter 5, Diyarbakir, Turkey's Prison of Silence. Our journey through the world's most dangerous prisons leads us now to Turkey, to a place where silence speaks volumes. Diyarbakir Prison. Located in the southeastern part of the country, Diyarbakir has gained notoriety for its harsh treatment of political prisoners and its role in suppressing Kurdish identity. Diyarbakir is infamous for its use of torture and ill treatment. Political prisoners accused of crimes against the state are often subjected to beatings, solitary confinement, and psychological abuse. The prison has been the site of hunger strikes and protests, desperate acts of resistance against the inhumane conditions, and the systematic attempt to silence opposition voices. Despite the years of suffering and abuse, Diyarbakir prison remains a potent symbol of resistance. Chapter 6. El Buen Pastor Women's Prison, Bogota, El Buen Pastor, Bogota, Colombia, where the name The Good Shepherd contrasts with the harsh reality inside. Amidst chaos and overcrowding, women endure poverty, addiction, and violence. Cells meant for a few hold dozens. Sanitation is poor, disease spreads, and basic necessities are scarce. Many are mothers, separated from their children. The pain of separation is constant, yet they show remarkable resilience. Chapter 7. Kengtung, the Golden Triangle's Shadow. We journey now to the heart of the Golden Triangle, a region notorious for its opium production and lawlessness, to Kengtung prison in Myanmar. Here, amidst the dense jungle and shrouded in secrecy, a hidden world of suffering unfolds, largely unseen and unheard by the outside world. Overcrowding is rampant, with inmates crammed into dilapidated cells, often sleeping on the floor shoulder to shoulder. Disease is rife, and access to medical care is limited at best. Drug addiction is a pervasive problem, a legacy of the region's illicit opium trade. Many inmates arrive at Kengtung already addicted, and the prison offers little in the way of treatment or rehabilitation. Kengtung prison stands as a stark reminder of the challenges facing Myanmar as it emerges from decades of military rule. Chapter 8. Gitarama, Rwandan Nightmare. Our exploration of the world's most dangerous prisons takes us now to Rwanda, to a place forever marked by tragedy, Gitarama Central Prison. Built to house 400 inmates, Gitarama routinely held over 7,000, making it one of the most overcrowded prisons on the planet. The conditions at Gitarama were inhumane. Inmates, many of whom had been imprisoned for their role in the Rwandan genocide, were crammed into cells so small they could barely stand. The lack of sanitation was appalling, leading to the rapid spread of diseases like cholera, dysentery, and typhoid. Amputations were commonplace, a desperate measure taken to stop the spread of gangrene caused by untreated injuries and infections. In 2003, Gitarama Central Prison was closed, its remaining inmates transferred to other facilities. Chapter 9. Black Dolphin Prison, Russia's Alcatraz. We return now to the icy grip of Russia, to a place that sends shivers down the spines of even the most hardened criminals. Black Dolphin Prison, located near the Kazakhstan border. Named for the black dolphin statue sculpted by the inmates themselves, this prison houses some of Russia's most dangerous offenders, men serving life sentences for crimes ranging from murder to terrorism. Black Dolphin is notorious for its strict regime. Inmates spend 23 hours a day locked in their cells, small, windowless boxes furnished with only a bed and a toilet. When they are moved, inmates are bent over at a 90-degree angle, their hands handcuffed behind their backs, a position known as the swallow that renders them unable to move quickly or attack the guards. Black Dolphin Prison is a place of shadows and whispers, a place where hope goes to die. Chapter 10. ADX Florence, Supermax Isolation. Our journey through the world's most dangerous prisons culminates in the United States, at a place known as ADX Florence, a Supermax prison located in the Colorado High Desert. ADX Florence is not just another prison. It is a place designed for the worst of the worst, inmates deemed so dangerous, so high risk that they are kept in near total isolation. Inmates spend 23 hours a day locked in their cells, concrete boxes measuring 7 by 12 feet, furnished with a bed, a desk, and a toilet, all made of poured concrete and bolted to the floor. The only window is a narrow slit that offers a sliver of sky, but no view of the outside world. Human contact is minimal. Meals are delivered through slots in the cell doors. The psychological toll of this extreme isolation is profound. Many inmates at ADX Florence suffer from severe mental health issues, plagued by depression, anxiety, and hallucinations. We've journeyed to some of the darkest corners of the globe, venturing inside the walls of prisons where brutality and despair are a way of life. From the overcrowded cells of La Sabaneta to the chilling isolation of ADX Florence, We've seen the human cost of incarceration, the toll it takes on both the incarcerated and those tasked with guarding them. But these prisons are not just isolated incidents. They are symptoms of a larger problem, a global crisis within the criminal justice system. Overcrowding, violence, inadequate healthcare, and a lack of rehabilitation programs plague prisons around the world, perpetuating a cycle of crime and punishment that does little to address the root causes of criminal behavior. We must demand better. We must advocate for humane prison conditions, for rehabilitation programs that offer inmates a genuine chance at redemption, and for sentencing reform that prioritizes rehabilitation over retribution. Let us not turn away from this uncomfortable truth, but instead let it fuel our commitment to creating a more just and humane world for all. Thank you for watching.